Are you seeking guidance on your spiritual journey? Need help with a vexing problem? Missing a loved one and looking for answers? Look no further than Psychic Insights, a small trusted psychic service offering mediums, psychics, and spiritual coaching. This service is managed by Hollis Taylor, a gifted psychic medium, astrologer, and a compassionate coach. We are dedicated to helping you navigate your spiritual awakening. At Psychic Insights, we provide medium readings and psychic insight to help you plan for tomorrow and make choices for today. Find the support you need, compassionate grief coaching, and astrological insights to help you spiritually grow and transform. Our professional services include well-managed schedules, recorded sessions, and reliable psychic mediums ready to facilitate your transformational experience. Discover more at psychicinsights.life.
Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone today? What a day I have had. I came to start our live, and if you're on see, I don't know what to do on Facebook. I cannot see the comments on Facebook. I don't know. It says I'm live on there, so I'm not sure. I'm just having some issues with the comments. So, oh, I know how I can see them. Hold on. I will go on my phone. So how is everyone tonight? Welcome, 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 Tracy. Welcome, Cheryl. I can see you guys over on Facebook. Welcome, Michelle Brown. Hello, hello. What a day it's been. It's actually been a really good day. So I came, checked in a little early. I got a lot of sage going. I checked in a little early, and my computer screen looks like somebody sat on it. It has it's the whole top of it's cracked. There we go. And I can see your comments on here. So we got it. Perfect. Wonderful. So tonight, what I'm going to do is question and answers. And I did post earlier today. Part of the reason for the delay, like I said, my computer screen's cracked, like the whole top part. Fun, fun, fun. So I can see your comments both places. And what I'm going to do is, I know I'm running a little late. I will be answering questions. I may pull some cards. I'm not really doing readings tonight. I'm going to save that for Friday night. Friday the 13th, we're having a special party. And we're going to do a special live event. And it's called the Friday the 13th party. And it's going to be myself, Sarah, and Hollis. And Hollis is going to be, the tickets are only $15. Hollis is going to be doing a giveaway for one of their astrology death readings, which, oh my gosh, if you haven't had one of their astrology death readings, I would highly, highly suggest it. I got one when my mother passed. My mom, we were estranged. Like, it just was extremely crazy situation with my mother through my life. Um, crazy, crazy stuff. But Hollis made so much sense of it. Like, I never understood why my mother couldn't just love me, couldn't just accept me. But it was all in the charts. Like, it was crazy how much I understood from it. It's on Zoom. It's going to be interacting. So instead of like here where I'm just talking to you and I'm reading your comments, you're going to be interacting with us. I think. I'm pretty sure it's on Zoom. That's usually how we do small groups. So, and this is we're trying it out. I think we have 2 of these scheduled. So if you miss this Friday night, there'll be another one next Friday. But the tickets are very, very limited. Like, we only have 20 tickets. That's it. That's all. When they're gone, we're not going to open it more, because we want to be able to do some spirit-led readings for everybody and to do the astrology. So Now let's get on. I'm going to I've listened to some Reiki. No, I did not open our circle. I always open a circle, and I have my beautiful Organite wand tonight with the moons. It is a full moon tonight, so I want to honor our moon, Miss Luna. Um, Go ahead and let's close our eyes and take a few deep breaths. Hello, Rachel, Jante. Now, some of you have stripes through some of the words, so welcome, honey. Um, let's go ahead and close our eyes. We're just going to drop in. This lets our guides and loved ones know that we're just ready to drop in and connect and get all of the divine messages. I'm going to be doing question and answers, but that also includes spiritual connection for all of us. Okay, so we're going to breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. And as you breathe in, I want you to breathe in things like hope, possibility, gratitude, thankfulness, and breathe out all the anxiety, stress, despair, grief as much as you can. This is your safe space just to let it down. Just put it down for a little bit. Okay, breathe in. Do a couple more times. In. Beautiful. There we go. See, just kind of lets the hustle and bustle of the day go. Welcome, Linda. Welcome, welcome. So if you don't know me, my name is Mama Cole. I've been with Psychic Insights now for like 3 years, I believe. I've been a psychic medium professionally for 5, learning and really in the zone for about 10. But I've communicated with the dead my entire life. I've done divination my entire life. Specifically, the rods, divination rods, those and runes I've done most of my life. Tarot is something I added within the last 10 years. And pendulums I've also used most of my life too. So, and I do a lot of crystal healing. I worked with crystals since I was a little girl. I've found them all over the world when I was little. I used to go to my dad was a rock guy too. So he would take me, we would go backpacking and hiking like all over the US. And he would take me to some of the coolest places that had like obsidian flows. There was one place in New Mexico on one side of the road where these big, huge boulders of obsidian, which is like black glass. And on the other side is quartz, was like big, huge pieces of quartz. And I asked Dad if I could get some of my childhood rocks. So I think as they are uncluttering their space, I may get some, I hope. Because I had some really beautiful pieces. What is the craziest thing you've expired in your 3 years or your life in the spiritual sense? Okay, this is going to be our first question from Ali. The craziest thing I have experienced as a psychic medium, honestly, was last October. No, October 2023. Let's see, October 2023. I had a friend who I was in class with. When I say class, I mean spiritual classes and stuff. I've been taking spiritual classes for like 3 or 4 years. No, longer than that, probably about 7 years. But I was in a Crystal Masters class with them and some other classes, probably about 5 classes we had together over about 5 years. Her husband wrecked his Corvette and he was going 140 miles an hour and was ejected, hit a tree with his body, was like totally ejected and hit the tree with the left side of his body. They estimated that he hit the tree going about 125 to 132 miles an hour. He was in a vegetative state, a coma. He was not vegetative. He was in a coma, medically induced coma for 3 weeks. After 3 weeks, I know this girl. I've known her for years, and I wanted to help so bad. For some reason, I felt like I could reach him, like I could help. And I've had familiarity with people in comas, but I've never had I've worked with them and stuff, but I never really had like a legit validation. Well, that was about to change. Um, so I asked her, I said, hey, if you're interested, I would like to try to reach your husband. His name is Justin, and I'm allowed to say his name and everything. And she said, of course, yes, please. If you think you can help, please do. I'm like, okay. So I dropped in, and now I didn't do it alone. I had my mentor with me because things like this, sometimes you need somebody to help hold and ground you. Because what I do is I kind of transverse the veil. Like when they're in a coma, they're partially here and partially there. So I had to first off, I knew like she was beside him and I knew his energy, so I tapped into his energy. And immediately I felt I could tell things like that were bothering him. Okay. Like where wires were pinching and rubbing and areas in his growing that were bothering him. Um, and a pin on his hip, something on his left hip. So I got that first. So I told her, I said, could you go ahead and adjust these things first before we start? Because he's unable to focus until these things are adjusted. So she adjusted them and then he relaxed. And then I said, okay. So I dropped in with my teacher. She was like my mentor. She was virtually beside me. We were in a Zoom meeting, had it recorded. And I helped him. I didn't do much of anything. I just helped facilitate. He had, we have different parts of our soul. Like we have an astral body, we have our spirit body, our soul, our energetic body. Like there's a shadow self. I think I discovered like 6 when I was working with him. What happened, what I saw, and I learned from this, like a lot of us learn when you do things like this, you learn from the spirits and the experiences on the other side. What I saw is when he hit the tree, he like his physical body was there and took the impact, but his uh, other bodies went and they just split. There was one at the accident, um, one with him. One was walking the halls, just kept going like this, like, just stressing out. And then some were just like right above him in the hospital room, but they weren't connected. He had like splintered. So I helped somehow. I can't even tell you because I don't remember a lot of it. And I don't think I've ever rewatched it either. But I helped him gather himself together, everything but one part. The last part was totally up to him, and he had the free will whether to completely come back or not. That was all up to him. And when I closed and I ended, I said, okay. I told her, I said, I think he's going to wake up. I said, it's going to be a while, but I do know that he's going to be completely normal. I know it's going to astound the doctors and stuff, but I guarantee you within a year, he'll be out in his yard and he'll be doing stuff again. And this was a businessman that owned a very large company, a financing businessman. And she's like, okay, whatever. And I said, well, I'm going to send you the recording. I sent her the recording, and the man woke up in 45 minutes. When he woke up, he started telling her, yeah, he started telling her, send Cheryl gifts. And she's like, what? And he goes, Cheryl, did you see Cheryl? Is Cheryl here? Send her gifts. Hand to God, I swear it's videotaped, it's stored somewhere. She's still a very good friend of mine, and she'll come on here and tell you about it. Now he did have traumatic brain injury, and he was delayed, but he a year later was out in his yard, weed eating his yard. So I tell people miracles do happen. Um, I wasn't doing anything miraculous. I just assisted him. I think he could have probably done it. It just would have taken him a lot longer. That's all. Um, I don't know. I couldn't really explain it to you, but I know that happened middle of November because October was the wreck. So it was middle of November, and he was saying gifts because we were coming up on Christmas. And then in January, like less than 2 months. Yeah, it was like 2 months later, I had a heart attack and I had a stent put in my heart. And because of my experience, I didn't doubt any of my experiences during my heart attack. I listened to my guides. I listened to my angels after that. Like I listen now, and when I see stuff, yeah, it's really cool. But when I see stuff now, I don't doubt it. I don't hold back. So if I tell you I see something, I'm that's what I see. I can't always explain it. I can't always explain the experiences, but it's been one of the most beautiful experiences of my life. So thanks for asking that, because I don't always share it. Did he tell you what he felt when that happened? No, he has no memory of me. He had a memory of me. Like I worked with him as he was waking up. I was working with him. And I think I worked with him as he was in the coma for like 2 days before or something, because I do remember I kept telling her about adjusting the wires in certain parts in him that were bothering him. And the worst part honestly was that his growing area was bothering him. He had something like a diaper rash, and I told her what to do to fix it and stuff, and he was like, "Oh, thank you." Like, so yeah, it was stuff that was uncomfortable, but I was like his mouthpiece at the time. But no, he couldn't tell me. I don't think he ever watched it either. And unfortunately, because of the TBI, he ended up. I think they're getting a divorce because he's just not the same person, unfortunately. So, but he had the free will. That was totally all him. So yeah, that's the craziest experience I've ever had. Now let me go to our questions over in my post. We had first, people were wanting me to drop in with their loved ones, which normally on my lives, you're correct. Normally, I do spirit-led readings. Just tonight, we're doing some question and answers, and probably going to draw some cards. So I'm not really connecting with anyone tonight. Okay, what I'm doing is just question and answers about spiritual things. You want to know what it's like, what they're experiencing. Okay, like here, Karen said that her dad asked if her mom and dad, Karen Davidson. Oh, see, I don't know how to. I'm not sure if I can get it up here. I'm sorry, I can't put your comment up here. Okay. But I would like to know if my mom and dad meant to change the will but never got around to it, or was that the way they wanted it? Thank you. They mean, okay, now what I'm going to do is use my pendulum. And yeah, they did mean to change it, but they just didn't get around to it. Because I get there's some kind of issue involved with sisters. So please know they did mean to change it. They just did not get around to it. Okay. Now, Miss Elaine Barranco, will I be moving back to the city I left to live in the city I'm in now? Will I be moving back? Oh, what? Will I be moving back to the city I left to live in the city I'm in now? I get a yes, but I don't even understand your question. But for Elaine Barranca, that's what I get. Okay. Yeah, ask your questions and I'll look on the screen. I'm going to get these people first and then I will get to everybody else. So post your questions, anything spiritual, psychic, medium related, anything like that. Just post away. Ask me. You can ask me just about anything. Okay, Trish White said she's lost 4 brothers, 1 sister. Oh, my lovely dad and my beautiful mom has just passed 2 weeks short of her 94th birthday. Wow, Trish. Are they together, and any messages for me? Of course, they're all together. Your beautiful family's all together, and they will greet you upon your arrival. That's wonderful. I know for you, it's not, because you lost almost your entire family. But yes, of course they're together, honey. And 2 weeks short of her 94th birthday. No worries. She got to celebrate it up there with all of her loved ones and her mommy and daddy. See, that's what we forget too. Like, we see her as a 94-year-old, but you got to remember her inner child, like her soul is timeless. And she just imagine how long it's been since she saw her mom and dad. So yes, they're fine. They're great. We're the ones left behind that kind of suck. Now, Nicole Hoop, she's one of our psychic mediums, was asking tips on how to better connect with pendulums. And I have my obsidian pendulum right here. Pendulums are really easy to connect with. Don't make it hard at all. At all. You can use a necklace as a pendulum too. Let me show you. Hold on a minute. I got a headset and everything. Okay. All you need is a weight, okay, and a chain, something freestanding. You can put your wedding ring on here. Your loved one's ashes work great, or a pendulum. Now, what I do, I like to clear everything. So if it's the very first time that you've ever worked with it, why don't you run some water over it? Or why don't you run it through some salt? Okay, something like that, just to clear it. If it's a crystal and you have a crystal pendulum, not obsidian. Obsidian you don't really have to clear too much. You can charge it under the moon too. Tonight's a full moon, so that would be great. But what you do is you hold it and you ask it. Every pendulum works differently. Like all of us are different, so all of our pendulums are different, or all of our, our whatever you're using as a pendulum. Ask it to show you yes. See? And then you ask it to show you no. Yep, full moon tonight. Okay, see, and it changes direction. Now, I also like to say, I don't know. Can you show me? I don't know. Now, I've done this for years and years, so pretty much all of mine are the same. Every once in a while, I do get pendulums that either won't, they'll bounce, and that means something's going on. Like they won't move, they'll just stay still and bounce. And if I do a reading for you and the pendulum's not moving, something's up. Okay? And I have different pendulums for different uses. Okay, so to connect with it, first off, it's an extension of your intuition. Okay, it's basically like your third eye using it. Okay, so you're asking it to show you yes, no, and I don't know, but it's actually your connection with the energy that's doing it. So you just keep trying. Charge it, cleanse it. I know, Nicole, that you have a special place that's associated with water. You should take it there. Okay, make it your friend. Work with it. If you have one, see if I say if you only have one, you only need one. But I love crystals, so I have a whole bunch of them. But mine different pendulums serve different purposes. This is like this is a healing one. This is healer's gold. This thing is so heavy. I really want to get a brass one also. Brass ones are really good for like using for location and things like that because the energy is different. And you have to remember each crystal vibrates at a different energy and level too. So that also has something to do with it. So like if you go into a mystical shop or into a crystal shop and you look at the pendulums, look at them. Don't touch all of them because that's too much energy. But look at them and see which one you're drawn to. And then if you got your phone with you, look it up or look at the cards and see what that stone means. Okay, that's a great way to start. Now, Jackie, Raymond asked if her husband has any messages for you. I'm sure he does, sweetheart. Tune in Friday night to the party if you want to get tickets and come. And we're doing spirit-led messages there and a chance for a free reading. So come then, okay, sweetheart? And please don't take offense if I call you sweetheart, ma'am, or sir. I'm really trying hard. I live in Florida, so I use that as a lot. Okay, Samantha Mack, how do you personally establish your connection to spirit? And what spiritual hygiene helps you to strengthen that connection? Myself personally, Samantha, I have had connection with spirit my entire life. I honestly can't remember a time that I didn't. Well, yeah, I can. When I was honestly, I can. I was bedridden on fentanyl for 3.5 years, and I didn't listen to music. I didn't work with spirit. I didn't do anything. Um, but a good way to connect, um, personally for myself, I prepare myself for work. Okay, I come into my space a little early. My cat's being very mischievous. You might see my cat on here. One of my cats. I don't know what he's doing. Anyway, I prepare my space. I put music on, Reiki music. I come in always early. I open a circle like I did here. I use my wand. I open a circle, which creates a safe space. Number one, for myself, I feel like I'm surrounding myself with white light when I do that. I also always burn sage. Um, Usually a leaf at a time. I just burn a sage. And a lot of the reasons I do that is to cleanse, purify, and sanctify my space. And I'm also, not only am I like dropping in myself, I'm also letting my spirit guides and everyone know that I'm getting ready to work. Okay, so I sage like behind my head, behind my back, the bottoms of my feet, my hands. I grew up in New Mexico. I am part native, but I also grew up in Albuquerque and had a lot of friends on the res, and them and their grandfathers and stuff showed me how to sage. So that it's always been something I've done always, like since I was a teenager. Um, there are times too that I will burn Palo Santo. And depending on the work I do, I pull crystals, put crystals around me. My cat just it just totally fell. Oh, that was funny. He's okay. Um, but I put crystals around me. If I'm doing a crystal healing, I'll do that. I'll pull my cards. I have my whole case of cards over here too. It just depends on what I'm doing. And then to connect to spirit, I close my eyes. Um, you'll notice when I'm doing spirit led readings, I close my eyes a lot. And I get out a notebook and I do what's called, some of mine's automatic writing. Hi, Carrie. Nice to see you, sweetheart. Some of what I do is called automatic writing. I will just pull out a notebook. If you've ever gotten a reading with me, I usually have 1 to 2 pages of notes before I even meet you. And all I go off of is your name. And by dropping into spirit, what I say is I close my eyes and I say that I'm ready to receive messages for whoever and all in their highest goods. And I invite, that's the other thing too I do. I invite my guides, guardians, angels, loved ones, all who are relevant. Otherwise, I'd have like 300 people. Because I have specific guides that do specific things. So that's how, I hope I answered your question. That was kind of a long roundabout. Let me read the question again. And I keep losing my glasses. Ain't it fun getting old where we need our glasses for? I seriously don't know where they are. That's okay. I have another pair. So that's how I personally, and spiritual hygiene, honestly, you have to watch what you do. You can't go from yelling and screaming at your kids and drop down and go, okay, I'm going to do a reading now. You can't um, be in horrible pain or really sick or stressed and do readings. You have to take care of yourself. You have to eat better. You have to realize like your body's a temple. I'm a vessel. I'm like an oracle. I'm a mouthpiece for ones on the other side. So I honestly probably take better care of myself now than I ever did when I was younger, just because of what I do. So I hope that answered your question, Samantha. Okay. Now, Bernice Liverance asked what her son is doing in the afterlife. Um, a lot of the same things that he did in this life. Okay. What can I do to connect with him? I miss him so much. Thank you for your time and energy. Okay. A great way to connect to our loved ones is to do like a little altar, a little space. And if you don't like the word altar, just call it like a memorial or a space for them. Put your son's picture up, light a candle, and sit there with a cup of tea or coffee and do some of the things that I mentioned. Open a circle if you want. We all have different beliefs and different spiritual paths. So what I do may not be what you do. What I do isn't what Nicole does or what Hollis does or Sarah, because we all have our own spiritual paths. So slowly you'll discover that. But at first, just connect with a picture and a candle. And as you breathe, the breathing is super important. Anytime you do any spiritual work, breathe. Just drop in at least 3 to 5 deep breaths. It actually helps reset your brain and just helps calm and soothe you. Okay, so do that. And then think of your son. Think of the good memories. Hear his laughter. Close your eyes and then just start visualizing. And try not to control anything. Just see what you hear, feel, sense, and experience. Okay. You could be getting messages. Everybody receives messages different. Some people see colors. Some people feel things. Remember somebody just in the comments mentioned about having chills? There we go. Some people see symbols, like they'll see birds or animals, or you could just actually see your loved one. It just depends on you. Okay. Everybody's different. And the other thing is take time to receive. Okay. Don't just ask questions. Honey, how are you? I miss you so much. What have you been doing? What's going on? What's going on? What do you do every day? What's going on? Do you eat? Do you sleep? Are you taking care of yourself? Do you see grandma? Do you see what I did there? I didn't give them any time to respond. I wasn't sitting still in the moment and just being. Okay. That's the hardest part and the biggest part I've learned is to shut my dang mouth. I'm a talker, love to talk, but there's times I have to just ask. Like, if it's your son, I could not imagine losing my son. My sons are my world. I love my boys. Um, But I would seriously just sit there and just remember raising him, remember all the years and all the joy, and then just sit and just, how are you, son? And then don't say nothing, don't do nothing, and just wait and receive. Okay. Because if we're constantly or moving or doing stuff, keeping ourselves busy because it's too much to stop and think, if we're doing all that, we're not going to be able to receive. So I hope that answered your question. I still don't know where the other glasses are. I hope that answered your question, Bernice. Okay, Karen, I already told you what time. Darren Fairgrieve asked, dating sense. When do you feel right attraction vibe person will come? Unfortunately, wrong. Non-communicators. Thanks in advance if draw. Okay, Darren, I'm going to tell you what I tell everybody. Don't think about it. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. And that's when they'll come. My husband and I met. I was 30. He was 29. And like 2.5 weeks before I met him, I said, I don't want a man. God, if you want me to have a man, you're going to have to pick him out. Because exactly like you said, my taste in men sucked. I was picking like bad boys who were just horrible, horrible, horrible. So I was like, if you want somebody, you're just going to have to send them to my front porch because I ain't looking no more. So that's what it is. Just stop. Don't worry about it. Let stuff flow. It's kind of like the talking, like when we're trying to communicate to the other side. We have to realize the universe is vast and we're just stardust. We're like a little particle of stardust within this beautiful universe. It's already got its balance and its order. If we just relax and flow with it, it's okay. And I'm horrible at that. I have severe anxiety. I try to control everything, but I'm really trying to learn. And Hollis has really tried to help me to just release instead of react. Like tonight, I was panicking because 2 hours ahead of time, my computer screen, the top quarter of it looks like crap. So I'm working on this much of my computer, but I figured it out. Okay, so just go with the flow, Darren. Okay, now Lara Zeller asked, what is my son doing in heaven? And what family members has he connected with? That would be more appropriate on our Friday night party because I'm not really dropping in. But I will tell you a lot of the same things that he did here on Earth. If he played sports, things like that, he's doing that. And they're always connected to their family members, always. Okay, now I'm going to go to our comments here. Give me just a second, and then I'll go to the ones on Facebook. Sing Swords, hello. Allie, you're so welcome for sharing. It's been a very hard day. Is something happening right now? I don't do the planets, but I agree. It's been like a crazy couple weeks. We do have a full moon. Full moon energy always makes people go wild and crazy. I used to work in institutions and with mentally ill people, and I'll tell you what, a lot of it's probably the full moon, honey. I don't know. I do remember. Oh, I love this question. I do remember in Hollis's and Bright Hawk's astrology report, they said it was going to be a crazy week. So just hold on. Cleanse, drink lots of water. That's what I suggest for what's going on right now. I love this question. Can you guys see that? I'm not seeing. I hope you can see that because I can't really see my. Seeing Sword said, is time related to a place or time is a universal thing? Freaking love this. Now, as far as I believe in, I've experienced, and I do a lot of quantum work, like time work, timeline jumping, things like that. I believe time is a human construct. Does not exist on the other side. I know it doesn't exist on the other side of the veil. Like time is non-existent. Like there's no beginning, there's no end. So I believe that time is not universal or related to a specific place. It's related to humanity. That's my belief anyway. Rachel, before my boyfriend died, he wrote me a letter, and if he dies, someone would deliver it to me that he gave it to. Is that letter really coming to me? Ah, his friend forgot. How long has it been? Has it been a year, Rachel? Because I'm getting like it's been way soon. Like it's to be given to you. Wow. Let's ask my pendulum. This letter that he wrote, is this going to be given to her? Yes. It didn't know at first. I don't know if you guys saw that. It changed. But yes, at first it was like, I don't know. So I believe the person is, because my pendulum actually went, I don't know. And then it went to yes. So honestly, I think the person is wrestling with it because they're not sure what is in the letter and they want to give it to you, but they're not sure. So let them process, and I'm sure it will come. Okay, I'm not sure how any of this works, but have you ever interacted with something dark? If so, what did you do and how did you feel? Yes, I have. Yes, I have numerous times. Um, First off, I've lived backpacking and hiking. Okay, my stepdad was a Civil War enthusiast, and my father was a Indian ruins enthusiast. So from the age of like 6, I've been to battlefields. I've been to Indian ruins like Chaco Canyon and Keat Seal National Monument, places that like you had to hike to. Um, I've been, I grew up with Civil War trenches in my backyard. Now, the soldiers and stuff that I saw, none of that was ever evil, dark, or anything, but Some of them appeared scary to me because as a little child, I don't feel they were completely crossed over, so they were very war looking, like damaged, icky, gross. So as a small child, that scared me a lot. Um, then when I got older, I the only time I ever really had like mean, like evil, like what you would consider ghosts or spirits or something. I lived in Albuquerque, and I was 18. 18. I'd ran away from home at 17 and was in my boyfriend's house, his mother's house. This house was on the Santa Fe Trail and was known to be haunted. Now, I am 58 years old. This was in 1985, 86, back before like paranormal investigations and stuff really were. The only place that used to do it was the University of Arizona. Well, this house was actually documented as being a hot spot. University of Arizona came out, did all kinds of testing, and I stayed there. Come to find out, there was a family of pioneers, that a white family of pioneers who went across the Santa Fe Trail, and they had like a treasure chest of coins or something. I don't even know, but they were slaughtered, and there were experiences that happened in that house, and I didn't think nothing of it. Like, they made fun of it. My boyfriend made fun of it. The kids grew up in that house, and they would just play around with the ghosts. Like, there were times that the dad would be there was a cowboy, and he would walk back and forth across the roof on the garage like every night, and you would hear them in the hallway from like 3:30 till 4, I think it was, but every single night. And these guys were so crazy, they would get high and stoned and put baby powder in the hallway and watch the footprints appear. No, no shit. It's like, oh my gosh, yeah, back in the 80s, you know. Um, so what I'm getting to is, well, one day I was home in the house alone. Now, the thing was, if you had any Native American blood in you, they messed with you. They messed with you bad. Okay. And I didn't believe in ghosts. I still don't really believe anything can hurt you unless I think a lot of it is we allow it. Okay. Um, so I was home alone and I swept and mopped the kitchen. And then I went into my room, which is connected to the kitchen. And when I turned back around, the chairs that I had just pushed, like 6 chairs under the table, had all gone and were against the counters and the walls, like all, and I didn't hear anything. And I was the only one in the house. And I go, what the heck? So I didn't think nothing of it, and I put it back. Then I went into the bathroom, took a shower, did my hair and stuff, and came back out, and they were that way again. I did it 3 times. Finally, on the 3rd time, I was like, okay. And put them back on, and I go, that's really creepy. And I knew what was going on. So I started packing my stuff. I called my boyfriend. I said, I'm not staying here no more. And he goes, why? I said, I'm being messed with. And he goes, what? I said, mm-mm. Because I started thinking, they can move chairs, they can move knives. I'm out of here. I've seen enough Amityville horror. So I never slept in that house again after that. Um, I have had that experience because I knew they wanted me out. Like, I felt hairs on the back of my neck. That room was ice cold. I knew they wanted me out. And if I'm somewhere that I'm not welcome, that was too much. And I have lived in places that the land had dark energies and things on it. And I just honestly, I sage Palo Santo and demand them to leave. I ask my guides, guardians, and angels to help me. And I ask them to leave. I demand them to leave. I reclaim the property as mine. Um, if there's people or energies there that haven't been released, I help them go to the other side. And that's how I handle that. So I hope that answered your question. Oh, I didn't even show it. There's your question. So, but I do believe, like, as far as dark things, they own a lot, like, the movies portray things way different, and they put a lot of things in our mind that make us think sometimes that things are bad or evil, or I don't feel there really is anything as there is evil and there is darkness, but it's a little different than what we perceive. Okay. Let's see what this one says. Do you remember any time we had an exit point? Oh, I love exit points. We could have chose to stay or go. Do we remember? I was extremely sick right before COVID first started, and the ICU doctor said if I was not strong-willed, I would have passed. My oxygen was 72, double bacterial pneumonia in both lungs, and a GI bleed. I refused a ventilator, but I had high flow oxygen. I slept a lot and don't remember half of the time in the hospital. Michelle, it sounds like yes, that definitely was an exit point. Um, and I don't think we always remember them. And I understand this because if you remember, I was just talking about my heart attack. I do believe that was one of my exit points, right? Without a shadow of a doubt. There were presence of angels in there. There were I puked for 10 days. They didn't know what was wrong with me because I didn't exhibit that I was having a heart attack or that I had a blockage in my artery, my main artery in my heart. So I do believe, yes, your spirit, your soul fought, and that's why you are here. Because you refuse. You're like, nope, I ain't taking this exit. I'm done. Nope, not doing it. Not doing it. So yes, Michelle, you did that 100%. Says a Gemini as well. Me too. Gemini rising. Rachel, something with 3 weeks. Oh, it's only been 3 weeks. Yes. So that's what's going on, Rachel. So maybe he had like a certain time for the letter. Your dad had a similar experience. Have I helped anyone cross over? Yes, I have. Quite a few people. I was present when my papa passed. I was present when my grandma passed. The most beautiful one, honestly, my Uncle David. I'm a Reiki master and teacher and all that. And I had just gotten my certification like the day before, like all my certificates and stuff I just finished. And I hadn't talked to my uncle in probably 10 or 12 years. He's up in Ohio and just life. I don't understand why, but just life. But he was always my favorite. And he always believed in me and thought I was just so super special. Golden girl. Like I was his golden child. Um, and I found out from my mom, my toxic mom said something really off color. I don't usually talk to her very often. And she called me and said, oh, by the way, Uncle David's dying. He has liver cancer, of course, something like that, because he drank a lot and smoked and all that. He was a partier. I go, oh no, Mom, I'm so sorry, because it was her baby brother. And she goes, yeah, it's okay. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get up there. Like, I'm like, okay. I said, well, do you have his number? Because I would love to talk to him. She goes, yeah, if you could talk to him, that'd be great. So I'm like, okay. So I called him and he goes, oh, he was so happy to hear from me. And it was just like no time had passed. And he goes, so what are you doing? I said, well, I take lots of classes. I said, I'm actually a psychic medium now. And he goes, oh, are you? And he wanted me to tell him about the afterlife. And he said he really wanted a drink. He goes, I really want a glass of wine. He goes, and your mom said I can't have it. I said, if you want a damn glass of wine, drink a glass of wine. And if you want a joint, smoke a joint. I said, if you're dying, what difference is it going to make? And he goes, thank you. I'm like, yeah, no problem. And I said, he goes, so tell me about your classes. What are you doing? So I told him, and he goes, oh, you do crystal healing. I said, I could help you. And he goes, will you? And I said, yeah. So I did a grid, did a beautiful grid. If you follow me on TikTok, uh, it's on the top of somewhere there's a video. I think it's on my TikTok. There's a video of his grid, and I will never remove it. Um, so I did a big, beautiful grid for him to help him pass. I sent him Reiki. Like right after we hung up the phone, I said, I'm going to do some stuff. All you have to do is just lay back and receive. He goes, okay. I said, I'll try to ease your pain and help you get comfortable. and then I'll stay with you as long as I can and help you when it's time. I said, and if I'm not there and you need me, just you reach out, you'll feel me. So that's what I did. I sent him Reiki. Um, he was unresponsive the next morning, so I wasn't able to talk to him on the phone. But my aunt told me that he was very peaceful. Um, he got transferred to a nursing home and passed like within 48 hours. So I've been there when I've been present, that I wasn't physically present there, but physically present I've been about 4 or 5 times in my life. And I've sent energy for quite a few people passing. Did not see that one coming. So when things like that happen and I'm crying and stuff, just know that that means my uncle's near. So when you share things like that, that just means they're near. You're so welcome. You're so welcome, honey. I didn't mean to lose it. But see, that just shows you that we even uh, carry grief. But now, my mom has passed, and I know that they're together. Her family's all united except for her sister. She's the only one left. So let me check over on Facebook. Now I've got everybody caught up here. Let me see anybody else's questions over on Facebook. Oh, I see. I don't see it in the group. It's on Psychic Insights, but I do not see it in the Mediums group. But it is right here, so I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry if it did. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, I think I did get everybody's questions. How are we on time? Wow. Um, I do have my cards right here. I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, you can't. Oh yeah, you can, maybe. Nope, you can see my desk, but not my cards. I brought my big old, I have my 10 of cards here. And I thought I would pull, let me see. So we talked about health and afterlife and all that kind of stuff. Let's do a chakra. Can you see that? There we go. Let's pull a chakra card. Hi, Rachel. I love this deck. It is so beautiful. Such a beautiful deck. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for all of us, okay? Like a message that we may all need. For right now. Life's kind of hard right now. There's a lot going on. Um, sorry, I got a bunch of extra cards in here. There we go. So I'm just going to shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And now for you at home, just drop in, what messages do you need tonight? What messages do we all need tonight that are for our highest good? Well, that card does not want to come out, so I'm going to keep going. That's really funny. We're going to have 2 cards because one's just our chakra. Ooh, I love this. Okay. If you remember when we dropped in, okay, our very first card is the heart chakra. And I'm sure you all can guess where the heart chakra is. Right in your heart. Okay, and it's green. Okay. And what's really cool is we also drew compassion. This is a lotus flower. Okay, I freaking love lotuses. I have a wreath with a lotus flower right here. It's caring, empathy, acceptance, and gentleness. Okay, and I'm going to read, let's see what the. First off, I do also want to show you about the heart chakra because that's really cool because we were just talking about um, research shows us that the electromagnetic field of the heart is many times greater than that of our rational thinking brain. Our heart has intelligence and wisdom that sees well beyond the surface of life to the energetic essence in all moments. When we open our hearts, we feel expansive and infinite like a vast open sky. This card encourages a space of openness and free flowing love. When we keep ourselves stuck in hurt, blame, or resentment, our heart center closes, shutting us off from our true nature and connection with life. As we allow ourselves to forgive, to accept, and to have compassion for others, and it is like removing logs from a river and re-engaging with the greater flow of life. It is time to openly give and receive love. Let this great power center of your heart heal your wounds and build bridges of genuine connection in all areas of your life. There is no place that love cannot be of deep service. Like a spring breeze through the trees, your heart has the capacity to see and move beyond all apparent obstacles with grace and ease. Just as your heart keeps blood moving through your body, your heart chakra keeps love moving through the channels of your life. It is time now to awaken the power of your heart chakra. This card encourages generosity, giving, and sharing. It encourages you to also welcome these things into your life with open arms and a welcoming heart. And now this has an affirmation. That's what I love about this deck. Okay, repeat after me, okay? If you're ready. I am open to accepting love from others, and I am worthy of this love. My choices come from love. Peace fills my heart. I love easily and freely with others and myself. Oh, this one's really good. I love, I am loved, I am loved. Isn't that beautiful? So, and what were we just saying? I remember somebody I was telling you about flowing, let it flow. How beautiful is it that that card went right along with it? And now our other card. Hold on. Oh, I can't see all of this, but Carrie was saying that she's been having a rough time and her car broke down and she's been trying to fix it. Her dad always did all that. She just threw in the towel and I get it. But I love that your grandpa has stepped forward. So please know, yeah, that's him, and you'll figure it out. Sometimes it takes time. I've had cars sit there for a month or so before I was able to get them fixed. It will be fixed, honey. Okay, now we're going to talk about the compassion card. The Latin word for compassion literally means co-suffering. This card is not an invitation to suffer, but rather to allow yourself and others to rise up beyond sufferings through the light of genuine empathy and understanding. The call to compassion is a call to accept people and situations for who they are and where they are at. As we let go of judgment and the need to fix a situation or to label things as good or bad, we begin to realize that every situation carries with it a gift and that we each have unique lessons to learn. By judging or focusing on each other's faults, we contribute to keeping each other stuck in those places. What were we just saying about that? The labels. Isn't that cool? And not to fix things, not to control. Often our lack of acceptance of other people stems from a deeper judgment of ourselves. As we learn to see and treat each other in our highest light, we help open the passage for each to find his or her way up into the sun. So before you judge someone for their shortcomings or mistakes, take a moment to genuinely feel what it's like to stand in their shoes. Experience the world as they might and allow yourself to drop into a space of compassion. See them rising up and shining in full glory. See yourself in the same way. Yes, it is also time to have compassion with yourself. Treat yourself with the same love and acceptance that you would share with someone that you deeply care about. Talk to yourself in a loving way. Encourage yourself. Look for the positive in your life. Remember that you are human and you are learning, growing, and evolving each day. So love your humanness and support each rising step on this journey with compassion. Honor yourself and others with the flower of compassion. Rise above all the crap of life and be compassionate and loving and kind to yourself. The whole reason I have a lotus flower ring is because the lotus flower is super, super important to me. Um, and the lotus flower, I live in Florida and see flowers all the time, the lotus flowers on the swamps. And they're beautiful white flowers. Sometimes they show them as pink all the time, but down here they're always white. I don't think I've ever seen a pink one, but they're white. And they go down. They stay open during the day, then they go all the way down into the mud. I don't know what that is, but they go down into the mud, and then they rise each morning up from the mud, and they're white. There's no mud on them. They don't become bitter and dark like their environment. See, look at that. So yeah, just rise above. See and look. Carrie was talking about her car and stuff. And they're helping her. And then this morning, her brother helped her, and a friend called and would help with the car because he has a garage. So my brother sent him to help me. Exactly. So if they're not able to do it, they will send someone. Yeah, I love lotus too. I really want to get some lotus once we settle and grow some somewhere. You have to be careful though because it is an invasive plant from what I understand. So you have to do it like in a big pot or something. So if you're over, hello Phoenix, nice to see you. If you're over on Facebook in the mediums group, I'm so sorry. I don't know what has happened. I don't know why I couldn't get it to stream, but that's okay. I got everywhere else. So I hope everyone has had a great evening. Does anybody have any other questions? And remember, this Friday night at 8 o'clock is our Friday. Excuse me, and we'll all get to witness it. So we'll all get to learn and see, and they'll explain. It's really cool. So, and it's $15 a ticket. There's only 20 spots. It's live, recorded, I'm sure. So I'd love for you guys to come. You're so welcome, Carrie. Thank you. You're so welcome. Yeah, tonight Hollis thought it was a great night. Anytime Hollis tells me to do a question and answer, I'm like, okay, cool. I never question or doubt because they know that my chart, and there's certain times that it's not good for me to do readings just because of the way the planets are aligned and stuff. And that's for all of us. There's just sometimes that it's not good to do readings. So I love to do question and answer. I've taken a lot of classes and stuff, and I love to share my knowledge, and I love teaching people. That is one thing that I do. I haven't even put my, you're so welcome. Now, if you would like to work with me, I am a teacher. I do readings too, but I also am a spiritual coach and teacher and guide. I also can access your past life records, your Akashic records. I do all of that. I can help you with all of that. And if you'd like to do that, just right there at psychicinsights.life.mamacole. And I think till June 20th, if you use Spring25, you get $22 off for an hour. It's an hour reading though. Oh, good. You got your ticket, Michelle. Woohoo! I can't wait to see you there. Seriously, I'm really excited. I like it because it's a little bit more intimate. Like we have a small group and makes it a little easier to drop in too. Yeah, it's been a rough week all around. I agree, but there's been lots of lessons too, right? Lots of lessons. Okie doke. So I think I got everybody. Thank you all so very much. And remember, just roll with it. Roll with the flow. I'm going to be setting an appointment within this week. I look forward to it, Rachel. I really do, sweetheart. So remember, our lessons for tonight, totally roll with the flow. Try not to control stuff. In today's world and society, we really can't control anything. But also on our cards, we got compassion and judgment. So let's just all be a little bit more loving and kind, not only to the world around us, but to ourselves too. Okay? So y'all take care. I love you. Have a great night. I'm not doing readings now, Jen. We're actually signing off. So I hope to see you all. Oh, tomorrow at 4 o'clock on Discord, I do tea time. That is a lot of fun. I actually drop in with Spirit, and we will do all kinds. It's like a question and answer, but with spirits around. Like I drop in and give messages, and it's really fun over on Discord. So just check out on the Medium page. You'll see the link. It's tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, and then Friday night we do have a live event. So thank you so much, everybody. You guys have a great night. Take care.
Are you seeking guidance on your spiritual journey? Need help with a vexing problem? Missing a loved one and looking for answers? Look no further than Psychic Insights, a small trusted psychic service offering mediums, psychics, and spiritual coaching. This service is managed by Hollis Taylor, a gifted psychic medium, astrologer, and a compassionate coach. We are dedicated to helping you navigate your spiritual awakening. At Psychic Insights, we provide medium readings and psychic insight to help you plan for tomorrow and make choices for today. Find the support you need, compassionate grief coaching, and astrological insights to help you spiritually grow and transform. Our professional services include well-managed schedules, recorded sessions, and reliable psychic mediums ready to facilitate your transformational experience. Discover more at psychicinsights.life.